There is so much incredible food in DC, it can be overwhelming, especially with new spots popping up on what seems like a daily basis. Sometimes I find myself eating at the same places over and over just because I can't decide what new place to try. But this March, there's no better reason to get out there and check some places off the list. It's District Bridges' Tour del Taco. From March 1st to 31st, try as many of DC's best tacos and pupusas as you can to be crowned DC's taconnoisseur. With each taco, you'll earn points to climb the Tour del Taco leaderboard for a chance to win prizes, gift cards, and experiences. You can even give back to the community with the Have a Taco, Give a Taco fundraiser and help cover the cost of a hot meal to a neighbor in need. Visit districtbridges.org/Tour del Taco DC to see the taco map, track your progress, and vote for your favorite taco in the city.
Today on CityCast DC, with everything going on in DC lately, it is understandable if maybe you're feeling like having a few drinks on a budget. Anne Limpert, food editor for the Washingtonian, has the best DC happy hours where you can knock back a few, responsibly and in moderation, of course. And executive producer Priyanka Tilve is here, too, to share her favorite spots. Have your Notes app open because there are a lot of good recs coming. Today's Tuesday, March 5th. I'm Bridget Todd, and here's what DC is talking about. So, Anne, Priyanka, what are your thoughts on happy hours in DC?
DC forever has been a happy hour town, but I think the pandemic really changed that. I think it's no longer catering to like 9-to-5ers. You see a lot of restaurateurs having to like get creative with their hours, or a lot of late night happy hours, or a lot of weekend happy hours. And of course, there's still, the after work places, but I just don't think it's as strong as it used to be.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I also see that reflected in my own behavior, like my own partaking in happy hour. I feel like, so I moved to DC in early 2019, like January 1st, 2019. And that first year, I remember going to happy hour all the time. And then now it's way less frequent. And so it was fun, like trying to remember where I liked, and like I was crowdsourcing some recs from friends and stuff to get the best ones. Because I think if people have suggestions for happy hours now off the top of their heads, they're ones that they really, really love because people aren't stumbling across things as much anymore.
I think there was a time, like Anne was saying, where DC was like the happy hour city. Is DC no longer like the happy hour spot?
Like, I feel like DC still has a raging brunch culture, but happy hour, not quite as strong. I mean, a lot of that is because of hybrid work schedules. And I think maybe people are drinking a little bit less or more conscious of their drinking. And, I think that there are also like a lot of good alternatives to happy hour for getting together with people, whether it's like, I don't know, crafting night or trivia or something, Yeah,
that's so true.
That's kind of how I feel. My work is much less 9 to 5 these days, and I'm drinking less, and I'm older, and like everything's expensive. I just feel like when I was sitting down to think about happy hours in DC, I was just like, I can't even remember the last time that I even partook in this particular thing that used to be such a big part of like young professional life in DC.
But I do feel like it's worth talking about, because if I hear about a good deal, like if someone tells me, oh, this place does $4 wine from 5 to 7 on Wednesdays, like I will make a point of going there, just a matter of knowing that information.
Yeah, I feel like in some ways there's never been a better time to partake in happy hour because everything is so expensive that if you can find a place that's a true deal, it's great.
Yeah, what does qualify a good happy hour to you, Anne?
Obviously, food and drink specials, quality of the food, and like really like a true deal. So not just like 50 cents off a drink. And, I I love oysters. Oysters are something that have gotten very expensive over the last few years. And, so like $1 oyster happy hour to me is a great deal.
Oh, that's so true.
So I trust that both of you brought your A game when it comes to real deals, because I hate that, like, $1 off of our prices that are already $1 too expensive to begin with. Mm-hmm. Nah. So let's get into it. Where are your spots that are great? Maybe they have cheap drinks, maybe basic on the sort of like more reliable side, but still pretty good.
The Red Derby has been around forever. It's in Columbia Heights. It has a rooftop. Their beer specials are around $3 or $4. Their specials change up through the week, but their burger is great. So they're great for the half price burger night. And that's, kind of like one of the classic kind of divey, always fun.
Yeah, I love Red Derby. And they do have a very strong happy hour. Like they're already an affordable spot, and then throw happy hour on top, and it's one of the best places to go if you're trying to hang out with friends, like without spending $50.
Yeah. I mean, another one that's been doing this for a long time is Joe's Stone Crab, which is at 15th and H, I think. But they have, for a very long time, have been doing their half-price cocktail happy hour. And it's like an afternoon happy hour. So,
Day drinking.
There's a lot of day drinking specials going on.
My go-to basic happy hour is Bar Charlie in Admo. Because especially on a Monday, because on Mondays they do all night happy hour. Because like we were saying, sometimes with post-pandemic remote work jobs, it can be hard to get out there for like the 5 to 7 happy hour period. So Bar Charlie on Mondays all night is a solid deal. It's like $5 to $7 beers and then $11 cocktails, which absurdly is a steal in this town.
Yeah, no, I love that place, especially for happy hour. Atlas Brewery does a really good one.
Where is that?
There are a few. There's one in Navy Yard. There's one in Alexandria. They partner up with Andy's Pizza, which is great New York style pizza. And you can get 2 slices and a pint of beer for like $10.
That's sweet. Yeah.
I feel like it comes down to like pizza, sushi, tacos, burgers. You can find great deals on all of those things at happy hour.
Well, yeah, that's another question I have is, are there spots? I love Red Derby, but their food is it's like bar food, burgers, chicken, that kind of thing. Are there happy hour deals that also have great food?
Yes. So one of my very favorite pizza places is Boogie and Peel in DuPont. And they always do discounts on their natural wine, but on Wednesdays, they do half-price pizza night. And the specials rotate, their type of pizza rotate.
Yeah, you mentioned sushi, and that reminded me of a place that I'd forgotten to put on my list, which is Perry's. Their rooftop sushi happy hour is so good. The last time I was there, I went with my sister, and we got there right as happy hour was starting. We were meant to go to dinner after. It was supposed to be like one quick drink and then bounce, and we ended up staying there for the entirety of their happy hour because it was just like too good a deal to pass up on.
Nice, yeah. And then, you see, if you walk by Sushi Taro between like 5 and 7, there's always a line out because they do 25% off their sushi.
Oh, wow, that's solid.
Yeah.
Where is Sushi Taro again?
It's in DuPont.
Okay. And then I also had a friend who was raving about Love Makoto, and their happy hour is like $5 small plates and $7 drinks. And for people who don't know, that's like close-ish to Union Station on Mass Ave, but that's also a really incredible food deal happy hour spot.
And on Mondays it goes from 4 to 10. So
oh gosh,
I didn't know that.
Good, yeah.
Ooh, Bar Charlie's got competition.
I know.
Watch out for that place. I love their food and drink, but it's almost like a retail shopping experience. Every single time I'm in there, I leave with I bought a shirt or I bought a coffee cup or something, and those things are not on happy hour. It can add up.
Yes, fair.
Ever wondered why mosquitoes bite you? Or maybe you're curious about policy, like solving the housing shortage or bridging the digital divide. Or maybe you want to hear it all. After the Fact, a podcast by Pew, breaks down today's big issues with expert insights and real stories. Whether you're into the research or the personal stories behind it, we've got you covered. Get the stories behind the stats. Listen to After the Fact wherever you get your podcasts.
CityCast is made possible by the Peabody Institute of the Johns Hopkins University, celebrating 1 year of performances at the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center located at 555 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. This spring, immerse yourself in the vibrant offerings at DC's newest venue for music and dance, featuring a full season of free performances. Experience a dynamic range of events, including orchestral, jazz, and chamber music, all presented by esteemed Peabody faculty, students, alumni, and special guests. Highlights of the season include the Super Collider Symposium from March 13th to March 15th, a symposium on algorithmic composition tools bringing together more than 50 leading researchers for presentations of art and science-based creative work. And Load Bang on April 30th, a New York City-based new music chamber ensemble performing works by Peabody composition faculty, including Guggenheim Fellows and Pulitzer Prize finalists. While all events are free, tickets are required for entry. Explore the full performance schedule, find out more details, and reserve your tickets at washingtondc.jhu.edu.
I feel like the big sell of happy hour is the spots where there's like a massive disparity between how much the place costs when you go like normal times versus happy hour. Like, do any places stand out for you and as spots with a really, really good deal in that sense?
And I mean, the really high-end places like your Kinships, your Pineapple and Pearls, they're not doing happy hour. Apero in Georgetown is a caviar and champagne bar. They do, I think they call it caviar hour. And you can get these like deals for two. You could get it's like 10 grams of caviar and 2 glasses of sparkling wine for $53. And then they have really great deals on French wines by the glass and martinis. But yeah, it's harder to find. I feel like those were a little bit more prevalent, in the before times.
Yeah, that's fair. One that like a friend of mine recommended to me, it's not in that like highest bracket of expensive places, but Daru on H Street, it's not cheap. And their happy hour is another one with a really good food deal because you can get $10 chicken tikka and rice, which is unbelievable.
Chicken tikka is really good.
So good. And then, $5 snacks, $7 wines. And I think the cocktails were $10, if I remember right, which their cocktails are also really, really, really delicious.
That's the thing that makes a happy hour for me. If you can like source your entire evening, like basically have your dinner and your drinks from the happy hour, that leaves me the happiest from the happy hour.
So true. Oh, another one that same friend told me about is Bar Chinois. Apparently does $1 dumplings as part of their happy hour, which is also a steal.
And then All Purpose in Navy Yard, which also has a rooftop, they do half-price pizzas and really inexpensive like Aperol spritzes and those sort of like bittery Italian cocktails.
Ooh, my favorite cocktails.
Yeah.
One more I was going to mention is St. Vincent in Parkview.
Oh, yeah. That place is also not the cheapest, yeah.
Not the cheapest. Most of their wines are by the bottle. They focus on natural wines, but on Mondays it's 25% off Magnum, so basically 2 bottles in one. And then it's half price charcuterie night. And I could definitely make a dinner out of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a whole evening right there.
And when you were talking about that spot, you kind of got a little wistful look in your eye. Am I correct in saying it might be one of your favorite happy hours?
It is, because I just love, it's like this, I love the setting so much. It's really cool, like kind of backyard feel. Yeah, I don't get to go there as much as I would like these days, but I always am happy when I do.
As someone who has been sort of out of the happy hour scene for a bit, I think that might be among one of my favorites. And Mike, if I'm making a list of where I want to check out, that has to be top of the list. What about for y'all? Like favorite happy hours? If you had to pick one, we've talked about a lot of them so far, but if you had to pick one, where are you going? Where are you sending somebody?
I probably would have said St. Vincent.
I had a feeling.
One that's really classic, like old school DC is the Raw Bar happy hour at Old Ebbitt.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Which I think I don't think oysters and like the Raw Bar stuff is half off anymore. I think it's like a third off, but it's still a really good deal. A lot of these places have late night and have like right after work hours and then another late night one.
That comes up time and time again on the show, is that like the DC classics are a classic for a reason. Like, don't sleep on the places that have been there forever and that are just durable and reliably good.
So true. Speaking of one of my favorite happy hours, which I hadn't had a chance to mention yet, was El Chucho, which I think is another one of those like reliable happy hours that people have been going to for a while. It's like $4 beers, but even better, $6 margs. And then the tacos are $3 each, which is, again, like one of those places where you go for just happy hour and end up spending the whole evening there.
Well, you all have inspired me. I am now reignited and ready for a happy hour deal.
Mission accomplished, Anne.
yeah, should we go get drinks or what? Day drinking?
Let's do it. Half-price charcuterie.
And Priyanka, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bridget.
That's all for today here on CityCast DC. If you enjoyed the show, share it with your favorite barfly. We'll be back tomorrow morning with even more news from around the city. Talk to you then.